Okay boys, so in this video we're going to talk about 5 ways of how you can come across more confident. Confidence is a very important thing in life. Confidence is something that is going to land you those business opportunities, something that will make people actually respect you. Confidence is the #1 key in gaining attraction from women and friends. Confidence is something that the modern day youth really lacks because they just scroll on social media and they don't build those connections in real life. They don't communicate to real people, so they don't really know how to socialize with normal people anymore because of just the lack of communication. So confidence is really lacking in the modern day youth. When you're confident, people actually listen to what you're saying. People actually respect you because confidence is something that is really easily picked up on. When a person is shy, it is really awkward to talk to them most times. A girl doesn't really want a shy guy. When she says, I want a shy guy, she's most likely just really masculine and she wants to dominate you because she just wants a feminine man. But no, she wants someone that is really confident. So she knows that basically you're going to take care of her. So the #1 way of how you can come across as more confident is actually use your voice. And what I mean by actually using your voice is be a little bit louder. When you are in a room full of people, you have to speak up so people can actually hear what you are saying. If you are the most quiet person in the room, people are most likely just to leave you alone because they think you're shy. They think that you're just going to have an awkward interaction with them because you're just not saying much. So when you're actually talking to people and you're having a conversation, I'm not telling you to shout. I'm telling you to actually use your voice, project it as confidence. When you speak up louder, people are actually more inclined to listen to you because they think that you have something important to say. They actually listen to you because that comes across as confident. And when you are confident, people believe in what you're saying a lot more than when you're being quiet. When you're being quiet and you're stumbling across your words, when you're just mumbling across your breath and you're just looking down, you're not even making eye contact and you're talking like, oh yeah, I had a good day. People are not really going to listen to you. They're just going to look at you and they're kind of thinking, oh, this guy's a bit shy. I'm not going to put him through too much stress because, you know, he's a bit shy and he might get a little bit intimidated. That's when you use your voice. You actually have good posture and you're talking loud. You're actually using your throat to speak to people. Because you see, when you're using your voice, people are seeing you as more confident straight away. So I mentioned posture. This is the second way of becoming more confident and coming across as more confident. When you have your shoulders back, chest up, head up high, this is just basic common sense. But a lot of people don't do it because just people have poor posture from, having their mobile phones and looking down all the time, hunched over. This is breaking your posture. When you actually open up your chest and you're actually having your shoulders back, chest up, people are looking at you differently. Now if you're like 5'9" or 5'10", people actually look at you like you're fucking 6 foot or 6'2". That actually increases your height. Posture is such a big thing in actual height because you might be like, you might be like 6 foot or something like that and you're all hunched over, but if you actually use good posture, you're like 6'2" now, When you have good posture, people are more likely to respect you from the get-go. They're just going to look at you and think that you actually have your shit together because you have good posture. That means you're taking care of yourself. Maybe you're hitting the gym. This is really important to keep in mind. Posture is a really easy thing to fix as well because you can just keep it in your head that you just need to remind yourself, oh yeah, okay, I'm hunched over now. I need to, kind of just go back and, put my shoulders back, chest up, and put your head up high. You see, one more thing, when you're using your phone, just a little quick tip. When you're using your phone, don't look at your phone down. When you have your phone, actually practice this one thing. Have your phone right here. When you're looking at your phone and you're scrolling social media, which you kind of shouldn't do anyways, but let's say you're scrolling social media or just watching a YouTube video, actually watch it up high right here. Have it right in front of your face so your face is actually pointing directly to your phone, maybe just a little bit below. This is fine because if you're looking down, one thing, you're actually putting strain on your neck. The second thing, your posture is breaking down. And the third thing is you kind of look like a bum doing that because if you're looking at your phone like this, how many people do you see looking at their phones like this, straight out? Man, that looks like, literally, that makes you look like such an alpha. Like, you're looking at your phone like this, or you're looking at your phone like this. Man, common sense. The third way of how you can come across as more confident is actually using less words. What I mean by using less words is basically when you're talking to someone, make shorter statements. Be a little bit more stoic. Do not describe your whole day and just go into too much detail. You don't need to do that. Conversations are actually a lot more simple than you think they are. Now, when you're talking to someone, just see a conversation as this. This is the recipient and this is the messenger. So you're basically sending a message to the recipient, and that's how information flows. So let's say from my mouth into your ears. I have to make short statements. If I go into too much description, it's very easy to lose track of what I'm saying, especially if you're meeting the person for the first time. Because when you're meeting the person for the first time, you're actually paying attention to a lot more than what they're talking about. You're paying attention to how they look like, their name. Maybe they told you their name, oh, my name is John, and you're still thinking about, oh shit, I better not forget that their name is John. So when they are talking about just too much, when they're including too much detail, it is very easy to get lost in all of that detail, especially if you have a short attention span. You'll notice when people start to look away, when you're talking to them in too much detail, people actually start to kind of look away and be like, oh, they start to daydream, because people have things going on in their lives. So when you make shorter statements, when you're actually having a conversation with someone, and you make short statements, and those short statements then branch out and make a conversation that is interesting, that is perfect. But from the get-go, do not use over descriptive statements, because people are not going to pay attention to them. That's fine if you've already built up a base on the conversation. Let's say you're talking for 5 minutes now. Now you can expand and actually talk about a broad range of things, go into details. So this is one thing you keep in mind. Just short statements. If you're getting to know somebody, and if you're just meeting someone for the first time, make short statements. If you're going to an interview, make short statements. If they ask a question, don't go into too much detail. That'll just make you look like you're nervous. Short statements make you come across as a lot more confident than just descriptive blabber. The fourth way of how you can come across as more confident is to meditate. Now, meditation is something that you definitely heard about already, and I don't think I need to explain it to you. So how is meditation going to help you coming across more confident? Meditation is going to make you a lot more calm. Situations when you're overstimulated, situations where you're stressed out, they're going to be a lot easier to manage. So now imagine you are having a lot of stimulus. Maybe you're in a group of people of, 7 people, and you're anxious and you're just nervous. It's very likely that, number one, you'll make over descriptive statements. You're going to talk about too much detail, which people actually do not need to know. You're thinking too much about the conversation because you're just anxious. You're just all over the place. When you start to meditate, you are able to manage these things so much easier because you're just a lot more calm. Any conversation is just very natural then. You start to notice these things really, really quickly when you start meditating, because you're having a conversation and you're just like, wow, like I'm really calm and composed, and you're really just having an easy time communicating to that person, whereas before you start meditating, you are just having a really difficult time talking to them. If you meditate right now, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, the fifth and final way of coming across as more confident is knowledge and power. And let me tell you what I mean by knowledge and power. By saying knowledge, I mean what is in your head. How many books have you read? What kind of information does your head contain? How many things do you know about in general life? Do you know about many topics just in general? If you know many topics, if you're reading a lot of books, you have a lot of stuff to talk about. You are so much more confident in speaking to people and just coming across as more confident when you have a lot of information in your head, because you can just lead the conversation anywhere where you want it to go. This is why you should prioritize getting knowledge, reading books, getting out there and experiencing new things in the world. This makes you relate to other people so much easier, because the chances of you having the same thing in common with another person have just skyrocketed, because you know so many more things by just reading the books. By reading just one book, you know so many principles about general life. Building connections is much easier when you have something in common with that person, because now you can relate to each other and you actually vibe. You know, when people say you're vibing, yeah, you have something in common, and now you can talk about that thing constantly because now you can just relate to them. That's what happens when you go out in the world and you experience new things. that just increases your chances of relating to someone. That is knowledge. When I say power, I mean you have confidence in your strength. You have confidence that you're able to defend yourself. Going to the gym and going to martial arts classes is probably the #1 way of actually building your confidence and not just coming across as more confident. When you're going to a martial arts class, you're learning to self-defend. You're learning to just become stronger. You're bonding with people. You're breaking those barriers. You're breaking those intimate barriers because you're being quite intimate. When you're going to the gym, you're becoming more strong. You're lifting heavier and heavier weight every single week, every single month, and you're believing in yourself a lot more. Going to the gym and martial arts, they're going to also transform how you look. They're going to make you look a lot more masculine. You're going to have broader shoulders. You're going to have a bigger chest. You're going to have a bigger back. You're going to have that really sought after V-taper that is really attractive in a man. Women go crazy about the V-taper. When you have that particular look, when you are actually built up, when you look strong, when you have that V-taper, people look at you differently. People look at you like, wow, man, this guy has some discipline. Because I have to say, it takes a lot of discipline to go to the gym every single day. It takes a lot of discipline to not skip a martial arts class. It takes so much discipline, so much energy to actually do those things. When people look at you, they realize those things very easily. They see you as a lot more confident already. Not only that they see you as more confident, you actually are more confident because you do those things. When you look in the mirror, when you actually see progress, when you look at your body and you actually see a transformed body, when you actually think that your body looks attractive, that just makes you so much more confident. Now you're wearing fitted clothes. You're not just embarrassed about your body. You're not embarrassed about your body fat. Insecurity is probably the #1 cause of your non-confidence, because when you're insecure, you're just afraid to do anything. You're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to talk to people. You're afraid to take off your t-shirt even. Insecurity is also the main reason of your non-success. That's maybe why you're losing business opportunities. That's why you're losing your status. And if you do those 5 things right now, you're going to build confidence so quickly and you'll actually come across as more confident. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like. If you want to see more videos just like this one, then just hit the subscribe button. Hit the post notifications bell so you can just see every single time I post a new video. And if you want to see a particular video, then comment down below on what video you'd like me to make and I'll try my best. If you watched to the very end, I'm very proud of you. That means you have a very good attention span. Now implement those 5 things that I just talked about and see your life transform. That's the end of the video. Peace. That was very difficult.